So, the moment of truth. We have 3 achievements left to get in this game. One is the final career mission that I have. One is for completing the career. And the other is for doing the van using only the red nozzle. So what I'm thinking of doing is clearing the save data. We're starting over. Time to get cracking once again from the off, because when I first played this and did the van cleaning, that was like very early access. I believe it was, yeah, if not 0.1, then 0.2. So it'll be interesting to see how it's different. And now we know what to save our money for because we know all the washes. And what we can try and do with this playthrough now is we can actually try and get through everything using only the basic washer. And for this particular map, we're only going to use the red nozzle. Now I'm getting the weird graphical bug where the dirt thing was showing up. Oh, it's gone now. You can have it so that it displays the dirt details on your reticle. I find that just really distracting personally, so I usually turn it off. But sometimes I've had the little tooltip ghost show up regardless. The red nozzle is a really good nozzle to use because it's very powerful. No matter what it is, like even rust or anything, it will clear it. But it's very thin is the problem. It's a very narrow beam, so even this small map will take a while using only this nozzle. And then just like the one I was doing the other day of cleaning the ancient monument using only the white nozzle, I just need to keep my finger well away from the middle mouse button. Now what I should have actually done is demonstrated doing the achievement where you get 95% complete without finishing an actual feature. And I did get that one on the van map. It's quite a good map to use for it, because the largest part is just this body section. And you can just clear that right the way down. And like with the wing mirrors, you can do the back but not the front, for example. And just, yeah, slowly clear away most of it without ever fully completing a feature. What we can do is we can try and do that for now and just see how close we can get to that. And we can demonstrate that the only thing we've actually fully cleaned will be the windscreen. Obviously, if you were going for that achievement and you accidentally do fully clean something, you need to start over. You just reset the level. But that's the other reason why the van is a really good one to use, because I remember seeing someone recommending the skate park because it's got big features. But if you accidentally complete something, that's a lot to have to do again. Whereas this, it's a small job. And you can do it with any of them, realistically. But you can see the bar at the top left slowly goes down. The white bit shows the progress. It's kind of weird how it kind of, instead of filling up to 100% clean, it goes from 100% dirty down to nothing. So if we just leave the bonnet like that, if you get too close, it will just complete it for you. So you have to be really careful that you don't get it too close. Because you saw that with the windscreen, that there was actually quite significant stainage still there, but it decided, oh no, close enough, and just gave it to me. Avoid any of the lights, because just splashing them will clean most of them. Oh, we should work through the tutorial. Rotate nozzle. It does the same thing. It's a kind of circle stream. Switch nozzle. Nah, see, now we're not doing that. I believe I probably could do that as long as I didn't use it, but I'm not taking the chance. Ooh. See, we touched just the bottom edge of that light, and it almost did the whole thing. Oh, we have 1 star already. Fantastic. Clean. We just leave pretty much the number plate of the bumper, then that should do the trick. Just get that down. most of the way. Can do like the outsides of the tires. Again, just need to get most of the way down. The hubcap is tricky because just like the lights, it can just really blast through, especially using the red sprayer. That's actually completely the wrong one to be doing for that 95% achievement. You can do them both at the same time, but it is a bit riskier. Yes, it gives you a smaller area, but it is just very strong. Whereas if you're using a wider nozzle, it wouldn't clear off everything from the hubcaps, so it would kind of be safer in a way. So it's something to be mindful of. So now we can actually leave like the top of the door and window, so that way we just kind of... So the window is mostly done. The door handle is not a separate feature, so go over that, and then we just dot matrix our way down until we get to the bottom. And you can see that white bar ticking down. We don't want to get all the way down. We might have to just leave that little bit at the bottom as well as the bit at the top. Not sure. I mean, I don't have to worry about if I accidentally complete the achievement, so, you know, I can experiment a bit. But you don't want to overdo it. Don't get cocky, kid. Do the next panel. So this is just the body, which is most of it. Even the roof of the van is still just the body. Yeah. It was the first map, but they did go back and split up some of the previous ones. I think they probably could have done a little bit more on some others. Like this could be side panel, and then there could be rear panel, roof. Because there is like little lines and stuff on the vehicle. So that'd be a bit of a guide for where it could be partitioned. Let's clean off the PowerWash service sign. I do kind of like how it's cleaning your own van, though I do wish that it was like you were cleaning a blank van, because you just like bought it and you haven't sign written it yet. I must admit I didn't actually read through the brief. If I'm going to go through this at a leisurely pace using the basic washer, I should actually run through and read all of the story beats. They might have changed since I last did them. 2 stars. And I didn't actually stream or record all of my first run-throughs. I think I've got about 20 something of the 40 maps total. So this time I plan to go through and we'll hopefully end up with a video of every single one, doing it in this basic washer challenge mode. It's kind of just to show that it's possible, really, because I believe it is. If we get to a point that we just literally cannot clean something, then one, I'll be surprised, because the red nozzle is meant to be able to clear away pretty much anything. You just might have to stand a bit closer and move a bit slower over the surface, but it should clean it. I believe that was something they actually made sure of in a particular update, because people weren't getting to, like, they were trying to do maps in trying to make their way see, I accidentally cleaned a tire, but that's alright. Again, we can take a look and see that certain features were done later. So thankfully I'm not actually trying to get that achievement, otherwise I would have to be much more careful and we'd be resetting. So if you are trying to get that one, then you've got to be mindful of what you're backstopping your shots with. Maybe even just leave the tires and stuff until last, pretty much. Just do the big features first and then just slightly clean any of the smaller features that you need to in order to just make up the overall percentage. Yeah, what was I saying? That yeah, they made an update to make sure that I believe just the red and turbo nozzles specifically, even on the most basic washer, should be capable of clearing away any stains in particular. And I mean, you can always use soap as well if you really need that extra boost for just some particular tough grime, grease or oil or something. I know oil was pretty tenacious even using a more powerful washer. You definitely have to swap back to a narrower nozzle than what you might otherwise be using. Generally the yellow one will get away with most things, but you might still need to stand closer or use an extension or something like that. There's a removals van outside my nightmare neighbor's place. They're finally going. Whoever moves in there is going to need a quality pressure washer. Well, you know who to call. Or who to tell them to call. Who are you going to call? Dad Busters. Kazoo Solo. Sadly, I do not have a kazoo, and probably best not to do things like that too loud this time of night anyway. I do now have my computer set up in a separate room, adjacent to my work computer, but my daughter is meant to be sleeping just a couple of doors away, so, you know, let's not tempt things. She doesn't need any further excuses to stay awake when she's not meant to. So we're at 68% already, 69. It's a pretty nice percentage. And we've only cleaned 2 features accidentally. Well, the windscreen because I didn't think of using this as a demonstration, and then the tyre by accident because of lack of care of backstop. You can see the hubcap just kind of drop in terms of progress just by being kind of just wafting near it with the red nozzle. So you do need to be careful that you don't accidentally overdo it. And then you can just set yourself up for a barrage of dings later. Oh, we're just gonna go to town on this once we get to that point. 75% we're now at, just doing the rest of the side. And there's the whole roof still to do that also counts towards the body feature. Clean a little bit more of that bumper. Do some of that tyre. There we go. Get that down quite a ways. Pretty good. And now we'll do the top. So obviously because I did fully clean a couple of things, then we are going to have to bear that in mind when I'm doing the demonstration later. But gonna go with that business name, or do you need me to think of something up? I thought up Grouting Thomas for that tire alone. She's never looked back. Grouting Thomas makes no sense. I don't know what that's even meant to allude to. Bonnie Tyler might have been a bit of a yeah, see. Now you're onto something. Total eclipse of the tiles. No, total eclipse of the grout. There we go. Should do a full-on gardening simulator or something. House Flipper has its garden DLC, but it's not quite the same. It's a little bit too, I don't know, casual, I guess. Which is fine. I mean, it is fun. But it's just too much of it is you just kind of waft a spade at something and a lot happens. Or you just dump a bunch of like gravel and stuff without any real involvement, I guess. I do like with PowerWash Simulator, they kept it simple, you know. You just have increasing tiers of washer. You don't need to worry about water consumption generally, or power or fuel costs or anything like that. It's just do the clean. Do the clean and feel good. Okay, so we accidentally cleaned the body, but I see that it's also at 96% now. So, yeah, 97, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we've got 2 clean elements and 1 tire. And we've tipped over the 96%. The achievement is for doing 95% without completing any features. Can probably get a little bit closer on the bonnet. It's kind of just to the left of where it shows the little soap icon for what soap to be using. Just to the left of that, kind of left edge of that, and then it clears it up for you. There's the indicator, light. We've got to do the rest of the grill. Light, light. Oh, we've got to crouch down for this one anyway. Just got to do it inside the bits of the grill. So that's quite a good one to do a bunch of, because you can see we're actually getting way down. And it still hasn't finished it for me, so... For a bumper... Actually, probably have to crawl down pretty much to do the rest of the bumper. Yeah, there we go. Do the rest of this. There's the window done. There's this little bit at the bottom for the door. Yes, I didn't really need to touch much of that before it gave me credit. There's the hubcap. There's the tyre. Hubcap. Tyre should be close behind. Oh, I need to do some more on this side, don't I? Yeah, there we go. Sorted. Do along here. Yeah. Kazaris rating. Welcome, welcome. I hope you guys like chill, laid back power washing, because that's what we're doing. Everybody walk the dinosaur. Hey, Welchie. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Kozasaur. Kozaurus. There we go. Gotta get that right. I hope that it'll get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. I love your aesthetic. That's very pleasing. That's an adorable little dinosaur right there. Do I have a... I don't think I have a shout-out thing, unfortunately. Did I steal that from anything? No, I didn't. Ah, well, that's a shame. Connecting the NZ streamers one raid at a time. Nice. You a Kiwi as well, Kozaris? It's not many of us. There are dozens of us. Think of playing this in a couple of days. Looks relaxing. It is super relaxing. It's fantastic. You chuck on some chill tunes, you just vibe. There's some achievements which can be on the finicky side. I was just showing off that there is an achievement for finishing this, getting like 95% cleaned without actually completing a single feature. It's really hard to resist just getting these sweet dings every time that you clean something. But if you manage it, then you get an achievement for your rewards. But I'm also doing one of only using the red nozzle. Just to... there we go. Achievement unlocked. Powerful Pressure Purist. That's for completing this job using only the red washer. Wellingman. Oh yeah, Wellington. Nice. Got lots of family down that way. Some sweet dings, you know it. Oh, when I was doing the front. So good. Yeah, so I'll work through the tutorial now, because I was ignoring it, because the next thing it had me do was change nozzle. I didn't want to. Change stance, yep. And jump, yep. Gravity is really low in this game, and you can do some really sweet boosts on the outdoor maps. It's quite fun. Show dirt, well, yeah, there's none left. Aim mode, oh yeah, aim mode is something they added as well, so you can just do it like this. It's quite handy for doing like large sections like this instead of having to do this all the time. It's pretty much better viewer experience too. And escape, open close tablet. You want to see the best thing about this game? Time lapse. Oh yeah. It really needs a little kind of rotational element or something, but... Ooh. Oh, look at that dot matrix go. Fantastic. Fan looks fantastic. Told you it'd be fine under the gram. I've pinged you the $100 left over from what you gave me, so that should help you get off the ground. Just met my new neighbor over the fence, grumbling about his dirty backyard, and told me to give you a shout. Looks like you've got your first customer. Oh yeah. And now we can clean the back garden. Oh my. We can't buy anything else yet, can we? So you've got a whole range of washes that you can get through. And you've got to unlock a certain star rating in order to actually purchase it, which is good. I like that. It's not just cash only. Basically, by the time you get enough money to buy it, you've probably hit the star rating anyway. There's extra equipment. Okay, the turbo nozzle, really handy. Especially since this playthrough, I'm going to be using only the basic washer. I've challenged myself, because I've gone through this whole game in early access, that... right from the word go, I've gone through every single map. I got the Pro Washer, which does an amazing job of obliterating everything, even though it's really expensive. So I've done the easy mode, basically. Now we're doing a challenge mode. But I am going to get the extensions, because they're just really useful for things that are further away. The soap nozzle, I'll probably buy, but I don't care about too much. I barely use the soap in this game. And then obviously, just the attachments for the top washers get really expensive. Cleaning liquids, that's the soaps. Don't usually bother with that. Now clothing, much more important. So you can have some gloves and different coloured suits. I like the orange. Now I have $10 left. You can also get skins, like modifications for things. Bit more and I could get the skin for the basic washer. That's fine, that'll be the next thing I get. Aesthetics are important.